What's up everyone? In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about strength training. Strength training provides enormous benefits for runners. If you progress appropriately, it can help fix any muscle imbalances you might have, strengthen tendons and ligaments, and then also potentially increase bone density. So with all of those benefits then, strength training is key to prevent injuries, which in my opinion is one of the most important parts and one of the main reasons that runners should have a strength training routine to begin with. Strength training can also enhance performance. As you progress, you can kind of start focusing your strength training a little bit more on your form, power, coordination, balance, endurance, all of those things then will then carry onto the track or the roads outside the gym. So especially if you are new to strength training, bodyweight exercises are one of the perfect places to start. Just like running, you don't want to jump into strength training full force at 100% because you might, find yourself getting hurt in result. So instead, you want to start very small and then progress over time. Before I start, as a disclaimer, I am a certified personal trainer under the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I am an Orange Theory fitness coach. I do have some experience with some personal training, so just want to put that out there before I offer some strength training advice. I'm going to start with some lower body exercises that you can do. So you can start off with squats, reverse lunges and forward lunge, reverse lunge hop. There's calf raises as well. You can incorporate side lunges in your lower body routine. Single leg RDLs, and with those you would always want to make sure to keep your hips nice and square as you lean forward towards the ground. And there are glute bridges that you can work on too, fire hydrants, and then finally leg raises. Now for upper body. I am always an advocate for upper body exercises, especially for runners. Upper body can also improve your core and just your overall athleticism, so I think it's vital to include into your strength training routine. Since we are talking about body weight here, there aren't too many exercises you can do just for your upper body, focusing on body weight, so push-ups are going to be our best friends. But thankfully, push-ups are just such like a great full body exercise almost, and there are so many variations that you can do. There are a lot of different push-up variations. There are your normal push-ups with your elbows a little bit more inward, and then you can also put your hands wide for a chest push-up. So that'll focus a little bit more on your chest muscles by putting them out a little bit wider. And then you have your hand release push-ups. So for your hand release push-ups, this is gonna focus more on your core. So when you go down to the bottom, you're gonna lift your hands off of the ground and then place them back down before you push yourself up, keeping your core nice and tight as you push yourself up. You don't want your hips to sag at any point within the movement. And finally, we have some tricep dips there, putting your hands, reverse on a table or a chair or a step outside, anything that you have, and those will focus a little bit more on your triceps. Now for core. Core does help with your overall balance, coordination, and stabilization. And when you're running, it is a core movement in a way. So I like to kind of focus on core movements that are a little bit more functional towards running. So kind of taking away like the crunches and everything, nothing wrong with crunches, but focusing a little bit more on exercises that will carry over to your running form and then also help you with everyday activities too. All right, so planks. Planks are just one of the most versatile and universal exercises I think somebody can do. So of course you have that regular one, holding it there. You have your side planks to work your obliques, side plank hip dips. You have your knee to elbow oblique crunch as well. And then palms to elbows. When you're doing your palms to elbows, you are in a plank position. So as you lift yourself up, always making sure your hips are square. It's the most important part of the movement. You can always widen your stance with your legs if you find as though your hips are rocking back and forth, but really engage everything there, your entire spine, entire core and abdominals, everything there. And then you have your plank shoulder taps, which very similar to the palms to elbow. You want to keep your hips nice and still. So always widening your feet if you need to as an option or a modification. And then you take your opposite hand up to your opposite shoulder there. Nice and slow. So there you go. The more benefit you will get. And then finally, bird dogs. So bird dogs are all about control and balance as well as your core. So just really focusing on extending that front arm and back leg as far as it can go, really extending there. Okay, so I have 3 circuits that I want to offer with all of the exercises that I used above. So the first circuit, it's pretty simple. It's going to be 5 rounds of 20 push-ups, 20 squats, then you'll go right into 20 reverse lunges, 20 hip dips on each side there, and then you'll finish up the round with 20 shoulder taps. You'll want to go right into one exercise from the other, because then at the end of the circuit, you can take about 1 to 2 minutes to rest before going into the next round. So the next circuit is called Every Minute on the Minute, or EMOM, for 20 minutes. So how that works and what that means is that at the start of every minute, that's when you start at the bottom of the rep count. And then when you are done with those reps, you have the rest of the minute to recover before moving on to the next exercise. So this next circuit here, you will put a timer for 20 minutes. You start that first minute with 20 tricep dips, take that rest of the minute to recover before heading into 20 total palms to elbows there. And then the next minute will be 20 calf raises, and then you'll finish up with 20 reverse lunge jumps. So you continue that every minute on the minute for a total of 20 minutes. All right, so the last circuit, just for the purpose of this video, is also very simple. It's timed exercises instead. So it's gonna be 4 rounds. You'll have 40 seconds of squats, right into 40 seconds of a plank. 40-second hand release push-ups will be next, and you will then finish up with 40-second glute bridge. Once you're done one round, take about 90 seconds to rest in between before heading into the next one. But those 3 circuits are pretty simple ways that you can put together a group of exercises. So if you want, you can take kind of that format and use any of the exercises that I listed in the beginning, or any exercises that you may know or want to include in your strength training routine, and put them together in one of those circuits and try to make up some fun and challenging ways that you can challenge your body. All right, so if you try these and you feel as though you're ready to progress, I think always including a light set of weights is a good way to take that next step. You can also slow down the movements, make them a little bit more challenging. You can also decrease the rest or increase the reps. So there are a lot of ways to progress. I will include some future strength training videos with a little bit more advanced kind of movements, whether I use a band or dumbbells or weights, something like that. But I just wanted to include a nice basis here on this channel for those runners who might just be starting out with a strength training routine, and just offer some fun ideas. So now, in terms of when to incorporate these within your running week and kind of like your training cycle, it's going to come down to personal preference. It's also going to depend when your hard workouts are and how you want to feel going into those hard workouts. So I like to go with the philosophy of keeping your easy days easy, and then bringing those intense days with the high intensity. So after a hard workout, that's when I like to include my strength training routine. So then when I have my easy recovery day, I can focus on just recovery. My entire run is easy. I can then stretch it out. I don't have to worry about any strength training. But there are some days where maybe we'll do an upper body day, you know, on a recovery day or something. Just kind of depends how your week is going. It's not always going to be perfect. It's kind of something that you're going to have to mess around with and see what time you have also to commit to it. So it all depends what works for you, but don't be afraid to kind of experiment, especially during this time right now with no races or anything like that. It's an awesome way to test your body and get into a good habit to figure out, right? So I know it's just kind of a lot, but honestly, there's just so much that goes into strength training. There are so many different variations of exercises you can do, as well as different directions you can go with. And kind of depending on the kind of athlete that you are, your strength training routine might have a different focus than somebody else, just depending what your weaknesses are out on the roads or the track. So like I said, a lot of different directions, but I hope this video was at least helpful to kind of stir up some ideas to kind of get you started and kind of have a place to begin with. All right, so if you've made it this far, I just want you to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really look forward to posting some more videos about strength training and just more videos in general. I've been having so much fun with this channel, and I hope you have too. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you tune in next week for my next video. But until then, happy running.